Welcome to DBeaver's YouTube channel. Today, we are going to talk about creating a database connection. Our app provides a wizard that guides you through the steps to create a connection. To open it, click on the plug icon in the upper left corner of the application window, or go to Database, New Database Connection. The database selection window will open, and you will see a list from which you can choose the driver you need. You have a large selection of databases to connect to. Pay attention to the tabs on the left side of the window. Click on them to choose All, Popular, SQL, NoSQL, Analytical Databases, etc. The Popular tab includes the database drivers you use most regularly. You can use these tabs for easy navigation or just type the first few characters of the database driver's name into the search box. If you cannot find a driver for your database in the list, you can add it manually using a JDBC driver that is compatible with your database. Let's take PostgreSQL as an example. Click on it. The connection settings window will open. Let's take a look at the most important points. On the main tab, we need to set all primary connection settings. For most drivers, the required settings include host, port, database name, username, and password. But it should be noted that the number of properties depends directly on the driver type. Each driver has its own set of additional properties, which you can see by opening the corresponding tab. You can also edit properties here. In the lower right part of the window, you can see a link to the driver documentation. Click on it to get information about available properties and their values. Please note that this option is not available for all drivers. If your database cannot be accessed directly, you can use an SSH tunnel. All settings are available on the corresponding tab. Our app supports the following authentication methods: user password, public key authentication, and agent authentication. For more information about SSH configuration, check out the link in the description below. Some databases require an additional configuration to connect: SSL, proxy, etc. All these can be set in DBeaver using the appropriate tabs. Just open the tab and enter all required properties. With DBeaver, you can not only use a pre-configured database driver, but also create a new one based on the JDBC driver. To do that, go to Database, Driver Manager. Click the New button and create a driver. On the Driver Edit dialog, you need to enter all required information and click the OK button. You can find more information about creating drivers in our wiki. Please check out the link in the description below. If you cannot find your particular database in the list, but you know it is based on an existing one, for example, on Postgres, feel free to use this driver to create a connection. To check that all settings are entered correctly, click Test Connection. This step can be especially relevant when creating connections with a lot of preferences. Thanks to this, you will not need to worry about possible mistakes. You will see a dialog with all information about the driver. After completing all the settings, click the Finish button. The connection appears in the tree of connections in the Database Navigator, and DBeaver actually connects to the database. Connecting to some databases requires additional settings, which we will talk about in our next videos. Thanks for watching.